Okay, so now it's time to install Bitcoin Core onto the machine. So head on over to bitcoincore.org and hit the download button. And what we'll do is we'll download the Linux package there. So we'll right click this, copy link, and in here we'll create a new downloads folder. So make dir downloads and change directory into that downloads folder. And we'll download it into this folder. So wget, and then paste that link in. We should also verify the signatures. And so this is the instructions to do that. So the first thing that we need to do is download this. So copy link there and wget that link. And same thing here. Copy link and wget, paste that link there. We need to then cd into the downloads folder, which we've already done, and we should then copy this command and paste that in like so, and press enter, and we should see an OK as is demonstrated in the instructions. The next thing that we need to do is actually load up the developer's keys, and so you can do that. And it's also saying here it is recommended for you to choose a few individuals from the list you find trustworthy, import their keys above. Or there's another piece here where you can import all the keys at once by cloning this repository. So what I might do is just open up this here, and I pick someone that I know or I trust or however else. We're just going to do the Fanquakes one. So we'll copy this here, and we'll get the raw, and we'll take this, copy that link there, and wget that. So now we have Fanquake GPG, and we should import that as well. So just paste that in like so. And now you've imported that in. That's Michael Ford's key. Okay. So then to verify this, we need to then copy this and paste this in. And you should see a good signature from Michael Ford, which you can see here. Here it is there. Okay. And so here is the primary fingerprint, and it matches up. And it's all well and good. So we now know that this is a copy of a legitimate copy of Bitcoin Core, and in our downloads folder is 4 files, right? So now it comes time to actually installing this package. So I'm going to head on over to bitcoin.org. I'm going to go to the resources section, go over to Bitcoin Core, hit download, and there is a full node guide, and we'll go to the Linux instructions. So the first thing that we need to do is actually unzip this file here. So the way I'm going to do that is just take this part here, I'll copy that and paste that in, and what we'll do is we'll autocomplete that. So by hitting the tab button, so tar xzf bitcoin 28, not Bitcoin 27, but 28, which is the version that we're going to install. So press enter. And so when you ls that out, you've now got a folder called Bitcoin 28. Fantastic. And to install this, we're going to copy this command here, but we're going to edit it to Bitcoin 28. So paste that in like so. And instead, so what you can do is just autocomplete it. So 28, and it'll do it. And then bin/* like that, right? And hit enter, and your password, and it's done. So now Bitcoin is installed. Now we'll just go over to the Bitcoin Core daemon, and basically all you need to do to start this up is copy this command in and paste it in. And what this will do is, if you look at down here, all of my folders. I've got a downloads folder and I've got those dot files that I mentioned previously in another video. So what I'm going to do now is just start this up, and it says here Bitcoin Core starting. And then now when I ll that again, I have this .bitcoin folder here. So I'm going to cd into that. And in this directory are a few files, but let's have a look at this debug.log, and let's look at the logs that are going on in our system, or in Bitcoin Core. So the way that I would do that is tail -f debug.log. And so now you can see where you're at in terms of the block headers. So this will go up to say 700,000 or so, or wherever we're at, 740,000. And you can have a look at the status of this by saying bitcoin-cli getblockchaininfo. And if you scroll up a little bit, we haven't started just yet the initial blockchain download. So let this continue on, and we will then we will hopefully come to these moving into a little bit of a larger number. So at the moment, we're just doing the pre-synchronizing the block headers, and then it'll actually start the initial blockchain download. So let's just wait for that. Now, some other useful commands whilst you're waiting is bitcoin-cli getconnectioncount. And you can see that you're connected to 10 other peers. Okay, so now it has started to do the initial blockchain download. And if you type in bitcoin-cli getblockchaininfo, you'll be able to see this is where I currently am at, and this is where I need to be. Now, we can just leave this here, but I think it's also probably worthwhile at this point to configure Bitcoin Core how I want it to be by setting up the Bitcoin configuration file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cd out and going to cd into that .bitcoin folder. And I want to create a new file called bitcoin.conf. So nano bitcoin.conf. Okay. And I'll put this in the description, but I'll copy this and I'll paste this here. Now, finally, in this last line, I'm going to put in some authentication details, and to get those, I will use another file. So I'll Control X, Y, and enter, and I'll get this from the Bitcoin repository. So we'll go over to github.com/bitcoin/bitcoin. And we will go to this file called rpcauth, okay, which is this file here. And we'll get the raw of that. And I'll copy this. And I will go back into my downloads folder and wget that auth.py. So I'll ls that, and what I want to do is chmod +x, so make it executable, rpcauth.py, and then /rpcauthpy bitcoin, which is going to be my username, and then I'm going to set whatever password I want here, but in this case, I'm just going to leave it as Bitcoin as well. And so here is the output that needs to be appended to bitcoin.conf. So I'll take this, copy this, and I'll go back into my Bitcoin folder, and here is that nano bitcoin.conf, and I'm going to add that to here. So you can see that this string needs to be added. The username is Bitcoin, and the password is also Bitcoin. So we'll Control X, Y, and enter. Now, to put that into effect, we will need to restart Bitcoin Core. So the way that you can do that is bitcoin-cli stop, and you'll see in the logs that that will now stop the initial blockchain download. And shutdown is now complete. Okay, The other thing that I'm going to do, whilst it's stopped, is I'm going to configure this to run at the boot of my machine. So the way that I'm going to get that is using the bitcoin.d service file, which is also in the repository. So I'm just going to look at bitcoin.d.service, and it's this file here. Now, I'm not going to use this file. I'm going to use a previous version of it. So I'm just going to click on version history, and I'm going to use this one here from 22nd of March 2021. I'm going to click on view code at this point, and then hit the raw of that, and copy this link here, and I'll have that in the description. And I'm going to navigate over to cd etc systemd system, and I'm going to sudo wget that bitcoin.d.service, okay, and put in my password. And now we have this bitcoin.d.service file here, and we're going to edit that. So sudo nano bitcoin.d.service. We'll remove the daemon wait and just have daemon. The conf file is going to be at home/satoshi.bitcoin.conf. Okay. The data directory is going to be home/satoshi/.bitcoin. Okay. I'm going to put a hash in front of this one here. And the user is going to be my username, Satoshi, and the group also Satoshi. And I am going to protect home equals true. I'm going to put a hash in front of that one. Okay. And that should be the edits finished. So Control X, Y, and enter. Now we need to enable this. So sudo systemctl enable bitcoin.d.service, enter. Sudo systemctl start bitcoin.d.service, and hopefully the logs should start up back again. So we'll hit enter on that. Okay, so this is a good issue. So we'll edit that again. So sudo nano bitcoin.d.service. We've done something wrong. So we need to, yes. So instead of execute start usr bin, it needs to be usr local/bin. Okay. And that should be it. Okay. So Control X, Y, and enter. Then we do sudo systemctl daemon-reload to reload that bitcoin.d.service, and sudo systemctl start bitcoin.d.service. And so now we're back to starting this up again, and it is back doing the initial blockchain download. Now bitcoin-cli get blockchain info. We are at 198,000 of 864,000 that we need to be at. Okay, so that basically completes the configuration of Bitcoin Core. In the optional videos, I will show you how to run communications over Tor. So skip over to that if you want to have your Bitcoin Core instance running behind Tor. That is in video 11. But at this point though, we will just leave this here to sync. It's probably going to take somewhere between 18 to 24 hours, potentially more. And I'll be with you when that is finished. Okay, so Bitcoin Core has successfully done the initial blockchain download. So you can see here when I type in bitcoin-cli get blockchain info, you'll see the blocks and the headers are the same number. So I know that the initial blockchain download is complete, but also initial blockchain download false means now that it is complete. So if we go back and look at our df-h, we'll be able to see that we've used 714 gigabytes out of our 2 terabyte drive, and we've got, we've used 41% of the disk space. Now, just to get you familiar with some more commands, I guess, that you can explore, I'm just going to cd into the home directory, and you can type in bitcoin-cli getconnectioncount, which shows you how many other nodes you're connected to. And if you want more information on that, you can also get getpeerinfo. And so that'll give you information on sort of who you're connected to and those sorts of things. And you can also do bitcoin-cli getnetworkinfo as well. And it will show you some information about the network and that sort of stuff. Particularly when you do go over Tor to confirm that, you'll need that. Now, the other thing that you can also do is bitcoin-cli help, which will list out all of the functionalities here, and there's plenty of things that you can go through and explore if you so wish. Now, my most favorite command of all time, of course, is bitcoin-cli. It is gettxoutsetinfo. And this is going to take a little bit of time to run, but basically it will show us the supply that is on issue right now. So we'll just wait around and you'll get the output for there. This is a really important aspect of Bitcoin, that there will never be more than 21 million coins on issue, and this is now being verified by my own Bitcoin node. Okay, so that has finished now processing, and we can see that the total amount of Bitcoins on issue is 19.7 million. And so that is the command there to show us and verify the supply of Bitcoin. Now it comes time to learn how to upgrade to the next version of Bitcoin Core. So I'm going to log in via nodebox.local, and I'm going to put in my login credentials. And I'm going to head over to the terminal. Now, the current version that I am running is bitcoin-cli -version, and you'll see here that version 21.7 is currently installed. So I'm going to upgrade that to the latest version, which is Bitcoin Core 28. So I'm going to hit the downloads section. Now, if I list this out here, I have a downloads folder, so I'm going to cd into that downloads folder. So it's changed directory to downloads. And so now I have 27.1 in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a directory, and I'm going to call it maybe just upgrade 28. Okay, like so. So now when I list that out, I've got this new folder called upgrade-28. So I'm going to cd into that here. So I'm in my downloads folder and then another folder called upgrade-28. I'm going to take this download from bitcoincore.org, and I'm going to right click the Linux, and I'm going to copy this link here, and I'm going to wget and paste that link in. So now I'm now downloading Bitcoin version 28. Okay, so I'm going to list that out, and so now I've got this tar file. We should also check the verification or verify the signatures on this application. So we'll head on over to the Linux instructions. We also need to download this here. So let's copy that link and wget that link there. And I'm just going to type in the clear so that I get back up to the top. And I'm also going to need to download this file here. So I'm going to copy that link and wget paste that in like so. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is check the checksum. So that's this command here, and I should get an OK. But just to make sure, we've got 3 files in here. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and paste that in like that, and it should come up with OK, like it says in the instructions here. Now, the other thing that you will need to do is to check the signature. So what we're going to do is we could download this Michael Ford's key. So we'll copy this link and we will wget the key like so. And so now when we list that out, we've got 4 items, and we'll clear that out. And then we need to import that in. So we'll import that like so. Now I've already imported that in, so that's the reason it's coming up with this. And then what we need to do is verify this like so. So we'll hit paste like that. And you can see here, I've got a good signature from Michael Ford. And so that's what we want to see, and that's what we're comparing it to. Okay. So that now is, I guess, checked. Now it comes time to actually installing this and stopping Bitcoin Core, the existing version, and reinstalling Bitcoin 28 and then starting it back up again. So what we need to do is in our folder here, we need to unzip this basically. And the way that you would do that is if you go to bitcoin.org/en/full-node and you head on over to the Linux instructions, it will come and give you this. So I'm just going to copy this part here and paste that in like so, and then I'm going to hit the tab button. And that should auto-populate what I need it to. So it's going to have Bitcoin-28. So I'm going to press enter. So now when I list that out, I've got a new folder called Bitcoin-28.0. Fantastic. And to install this, we're going to need to copy this whole command here. But instead of issuing 27, we want to issue this folder here. So we're going to type in 28 bin. But actually, before I do that, we should probably stop Bitcoin Core. So what I'm going to do is sudo systemctl stop bitcoind. Okay, and put in my password. So that has now stopped it. So I'm going to then paste that in and press or change it to 28, which is what I wanted to upgrade it to. So I'm going to hit enter like so, and then I'm going to go sudo systemctl start bitcoin d like that. And so now bitcoin-cli version is now version 28. Okay, so you've successfully upgraded to the latest version from 27.1 to 28. And you can also check that by running sudo systemctl status bitcoin d like that, and you should see it's enabled, it's loaded, and it's active, and it's running. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to support the work that I'm doing, head on over to ministryofnodes.com.au and click on the support button. If you'd like to have one-on-one consulting, click on the consulting button and book a session on the calendar widget. And if you'd like to purchase a Bitcoin node, head on over to the shop and purchase one from shop.ministryofnodes.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.